Hello and good day to you, my beautiful friends. I do hope you are well. Welcome to episode 83 of crossbuttonvr, our journey into the world of VR. I'm your host, Laurie, and it is an honor to be joined by two of the snappiest influencers in the metaverse. It's Alex and Reece.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hi there. You snappy? I don't know if you are snappy. I just thought it sounded fun.
Is that because of the snap episode? You just felt like throwing that in there?
You're snappy, aren't you? Yeah, you do your snaps now, so you are quite snappy.
Probably
I was
just some
going
more
to
of those.
snap, but I better not.
Yeah. Had someone's
Yeah. Maybe you both well? You both well?
Yes.
doing good.
Doing good and snappy.
Yeah.
Reece, did you have fun this week with all the 30th anniversary madness? Did you get anything on the PlayStation
No.
Direct store? Didn't order
No.
anything? Wasn't
No,
taken to
mate.
get a portal?
Nah. Well, we've had two portals in this house, and they've both gone missing. By both
Right.
gone missing, I mean they've both been sold. They didn't get used. They had full intentions to be used, and then I had issues, and it wasn't connecting properly, and just lost interest.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was quite glad in the end of that bundle. I did look at the bundle that was sold out before I even had a chance to buy the Ultra bundle. I mean, if I'd have got one, I would have been quite tempted to just think I'll just sell this for a huge profit because it's insane. But I wouldn't have done that because it would have been such a special thing. It would look so nice, the grey PS1 stuff. It annoys me they're not just selling those covers separately.
They should do. They should, because literally that's just such a kick in the teeth, really, isn't it? When you load up eBay and you saw all them scalpers just selling this console straight off the bat for that, like the 4 or 5 times markup of the price.
Oh, it's 10 times.
Has it got to 10 times? I think last time I checked, it was 5,500.
You also you're the winning. Everyone that's got one will be so tempted to think, well, I want to keep it, but $5,000.
Why would you not?
Yeah. As scummy as you'd feel, you'd be like, well, if someone's willing to pay me that for it, then let them have it, I suppose. But I did get a controller, which was you can get, and I think you can get the portal still as at yesterday when I last looked. The controller looks nice enough. I'd probably keep my consoles like tucked away anyway, so that's less important.
I mean,
So
I'm sure
glad.
you could sell it somewhere if you wanted to, can't you?
And I saved myself several £100 not having to buy stuff that I didn't need. So
I mean, I would have happily got it all. I was a wee bit gutted. I'm not going to lie, I was a wee bit gutted. Because it was. But I'm hoping that down the line they do release. I'm hoping we get some covers quite quickly for the Pro. Like I don't know how compatible they're going to be with the other ones because I don't know the size differential and whether the top and the bottom plates actually fit.
I think they're the same. I think because it's that middle band's fatter, but I think the 4 panels are the same.
Because then I might get like some of the shiny ones they announced in the State of Play.
They look nice.
Yeah, so because I just don't like the white.
I've still got the white on my PS5. I've never bothered changing it.
See, mine's is purple.
Yeah. The missus one, she's changed hers to red, and she's got like a red charging dock and had to have red controllers at all matches. And I was like, I'm just going to keep mine white.
So I've got the red controller. That was the controller of choice for me before.
Nice controller.
Yeah, but I'm not sure I'd want the red press plates. Anyway, let's get on with the show. Talk about VR as best we can. Maybe we'll do a snap just to discuss our favourite press plates, which is one for the real hardcore fans there.
Yeah. Exactly.
But before we jump into all of the news which you've had this week, there's been so much to talk about. Just want to remind everyone that if they want to support us, please subscribe. Just that's it, really. Just subscribe. It's just really helpful if you do. And leave us a comment and like buttons, all that kind of stuff. And you can find us on Twitter as well at crossbuttonvr. And if you look in the description of the episodes, I'm sure you'll find the links to everything else that we have as well. Right there,
You will.
Yeah.
Quite possibly. They should be there.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Right, let's just jump straight in then. This week's, we had a state of play, which is always exciting for PlayStation fans. And for once, it was actually quite good for a PSVR2 point of view. I was like, not just pleasantly surprised, I was amazed. Not only were three games, and they were, 2 of them were new ones.
There was only one that I didn't know that was going to be there. Didn't know that it was going to be VR, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, let's go through them. So first of all, we had the Midnight Warp, which is almost like a clay-based dark fantasy game, which is a PS5 and a PSVR2 game. So it's a hybrid game. Play it in either. Coming to PC and Steam and PC VR as well in spring 2025. And this looks like some sort of Tim Burton-esque fantasy, like horror. It looks so good. It's the most Lewis game I've ever seen, but it's like a Little Nightmares style vibe to
the
it.
random.
Yeah, it just looks so. If anyone hasn't seen it, check out the trailer because it's like some sort of claymation. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And the development team do actually have experience in VR previous to this as well, which is one. Like I've been following the development cycle of this one for quite some time, which is why I had an inkling when it gets announced that they would be announced as VR as well. And I've been really looking forward to seeing more of this game.
Is it Fast Travel Games that are doing the
Fast Travel Games?
They're doing
the publishing, and all that kind of stuff. So but no, I believe some of the team, or part of the team, or the whole of the team before they merged, worked on one of the Ghost Giant, which is one game I told Alex to pick up multiple times.
Did.
I think you eventually, you did eventually pick it up. And that was probably one of the first games I played in VR that tugged on my heartstrings. Like the whole story of it was just so well done. You would just have to monitor this character. So yeah, I've been really looking forward to seeing more of this, and the whole idea of just doing it as all stop motion play, unique, artistic, and it just looked amazing. So yeah, really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, and it's quite cool. It gives us something to look forward to on PSVR2 in spring 2025. And I think this hybrid, that has got to be the way to go, I think, for PS5, to develop for such a niche headset. But if you can make a game that works on both, I presume, hopefully it'll be one that you can just, like GT7, you can put the headset on and off, and just, you don't have to kind of reload a different version of the game like Resident Evil. It'll just be the same game, because essentially, I suppose it's just the camera. You're playing it with the DualSense.
I'd be interested to see how they do it, whether it's just going to be like a 3D, like the platformer style where you kind of follow behind, or if you're going to actually be inside the character and that kind of stuff, or what they're doing.
First person when they showed.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. I really am, because I feel like with a game like that, I just want to be in that world, that dark fantasy world that just looks, it's going to sit there with the headset on, just do nothing, just but look around.
Yeah, but it was a really pleasant place just to see Sony giving prominence right at the start of the show to quite this is a hybrid game, but it was a PlayStation VR2 game flashed up, and then followed, I think immediately afterwards, there was the new trailer for Metro Awakening, with a release date of November the 7th revealed in it as well. And if you pre-order the game, you actually get early access to it on November the 5th, which so anyone that's, I mean, this looks like a game that I think most people, if you've got a PSVR2, I think this is, and you want to have a real graphical showcase.
Yeah.
To me, this looks like the best looking thing since Horizon, to be honest. It's looking really,
have you been seeing the titles, or the creators have got to play it early and then now been putting their videos out, and they've been titling it. They've been saying the next best thing since Half-Life Alyx. And I'm like, that is a huge thing to say about a VR game right there, seeing as that's still game that everyone just goes, Half-Life Alyx is the best VR game still. So they're saying the next best thing. I'm like, okay, I need this now.
Yes, because this trailer was accompanied, you're right, with a bunch of previews that we've seen, and there were the content creators have got 3 different little parts of the game, little segments of the game that are all stitched together, just random segments. So that was, people say it didn't really particularly flow very well as a demo, but that doesn't really matter because it's not what the final game is going to be like. But yeah, they were just very impressed, and it looks incredibly polished, very AAA VR experience.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting. Be interesting to see how well Quest handles this one, because it looks amazing on the trailers we've seen for it, which will be the PS5 or PC footage. I'll be curious to see. I hope it runs well on Quest as well, so that the developers get a good reception for it.
It's exclusive, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah. It doesn't look like
could you imagine this working on the Quest 2?
Quest 2.
But feel it warming up on your head, it just starts cooking your face.
It's that radiation.
Very immersive.
Very immersive, yeah. But I like the look of this. It's not pure horror game. It's more like an action. It does have the horror elements, we'll see, to it, but it's more action. And
you say that, but then I don't know if you saw what Henry put out, and he said, I never thought I'd shoot myself in the face with a shotgun, but then a giant spider jumped to me, and I just responded saying, "Excuse me, did you say this game has giant spiders?" I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
But that cheered me up.
Yeah, we'll get you streaming that one.
I'm a huge fan of the Metro series as well, so just to be in that world in VR, I think is just going to be outrageous.
I was just going to say the same. The setting for it in those sort of claustrophobic tunnels, to be in VR, because you feel like you're in your room, you feel like you're in that space. It just, but it's going to work so well.
Yeah,
can't wait for that one.
Yeah, very hyped.
Yeah, and so nice to get a release date coming so soon after Wonder as well. So the end of the year for PSVR2 is looking pretty stacked now. And it will be joined shortly after by another game that was revealed on the State of Play, and this is a port of Hitman World of Assassination. Now, I laughed so much when I saw this because I was like, what?
Everyone did. Everyone.
Like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, how have we just had Hitman come to the Quest and quite downgraded version to get it running with all the kind of cel-shaded graphics and stuff. And then they had this up their sleeve for whole... It just seems mad that this was never mentioned until that one came out. And
I think there's a lot of reasons for it and all that kind of stuff. I mean,
there will be publishing deals. Yeah,
the Hitman on the Quest is obviously not World of Assassination. It's not Hitman 1, 2, 3. It's just free on itself, you know, and it just about runs that. Well, I say just about, it runs it fine. If it was optimized better. But yeah, and a lot of people were complaining, and I actually even went back to the XR Discord and I saw people going, "You've now releasing this," and I was thinking, I don't think they're connected to this one. I don't think they're helping with this. This is clearly just a port of the one from PSVR 1 or the PC VR version, but they've now finally done everything that everyone's been asking for with the dual wielding, which I laughed as soon as dual wield came up on the screen because that was what I was like, yeah, they've listened to everything. So yeah, really excited to play this in what looks like the definitive way to finally play this game in VR. So fingers crossed they do not mess this up, because if they mess this up again, like
the last chance, Hitman.
It's literally just going to be the laughing stock of VR. Like you don't get this many chances, do you? Let's be honest.
So there will be someone that's gone out that loves Hitman, some Hitman Uber fan that has gone out and bought a Quest just so they could play the Hitman VR that just came out on Quest, and they were like, for fuck's sake, now I've got my PSVR 2. But this is the fine. Like, you promised me this is going to be the one I need. This is the version that's going to work.
It looks really good though, didn't it?
Does,
like that. Just the lighting. I think it was the shadows off the sniper rifle when he was walking through the hall, and I was like, "Well, that looks delicious."
And so this is the 1, 2, and 3. How long are these games? How long does each one take?
But they're just a series of levels rather than games.
Yeah,
so
it's basically
I have no idea.
It links the stories enough, but it's basically the best levels from each game, but while linking the story still. If you kind of it's like an abridged series in a sense.
Okay.
You know, if anyone anime watches out there, you'd understand what I mean. Like when you buy like the short down version, it cuts out all non-canonical stuff. I think that's what they've tried to do with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long to beat would it be on all of that?
So, Alex, have you beat it?
You've not played it. You've not played it.
I have not. The last Hitman game I played was Hitman Absolution, and I loved it. I didn't pick up Hitman 3 when it came out, World of Assassination, anything like that. And at the time I wanted to, just for the PSVR 1 thing, and then they said you have to play it with the DualShock, and I went nope. And so that was already but now this will be the time I pick this up 100%.
So how long to beat? The website tells me.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad
you lot.
I was gonna tangent quickly so you could find that out. I'm glad you figured that.
It's So main story 24 hours. Main plus extra is 45.5 hours. So this is going to be a chunky old
big game.
Those how long to beat, when it says main story, that is proper golden pathing, just sticking to your objectives and going through it. So if no one really plays it like that, so it'll be somewhere between 24 and 45 hours probably. So let's say 30, 35 hours. To completionist, if you want to do everything, 208 hours. Imagine spending 208 hours.
Platinum.
208 hours in that headset, you're going to be your eyes will be
on about that. That's just normal for us. 208 hours.
Well, yeah.
That's a week.
Maybe not a week.
Yeah, definitely not a week.
More than a week.
So I will say though, because I have noticed like on the PC VR version of this game, and I don't know if they're going to go the same way with it. There's certain DLC that doesn't work in VR. So I don't know if they're going to do the same thing that like Resident Evil 7 did with the PSVR 1, where certain parts of the DLC didn't work in VR. So I'm hoping that's not going to be the case, and when they do this version for PSVR 2, it's all the DLC that's on the World of Assassination, you know, all that kind of stuff is going to work. Yeah, that would be really nice, because I've had some people that I've seen spiking up and they're going, okay, this doesn't work. But then I've also had PC VR people going, we need this update too, please.
All right, well, go, Reece, just speaking of how things work, can you explain the upgrade path for people that may already own a version of this game?
So their wording is basically you get the upgrade for £8.99 if you own the PS5 version of World of Assassination. However, Alex has confirmed, and after some digging, you definitely do get So if you own the PS4 version, you can get a free upgrade to the PS5 version. So you just got to basically double up you upgrade. So you got upgrade, then buy kind of thing. So it's one of them things. But also, if you haven't got all the previous DLC and stuff like that, then you're going to have to pay more. But then kind of, I'd say, do some digging and see whether that works with the VR element, if that's what you want to play, just to make sure. But yeah, as long as you've got the PS5 version in some way or another, you can get the upgrade for $8.99 or $10, I think it is.
Well, I have never played the Hitman game.
And now you will.
Yeah, interested to finally give it a go. Cool. Yeah. Well, that was a state of play. So yeah, nice to see PSVR2 getting some love, and it was a very good state of play elsewhere.
Yeah,
I thought.
I think probably one thing I'd just like to say as well is that I felt the state of play flowed better because they didn't just clump all the VR games together. They were more threads through it, which I think kind of made it feel more ingrained in PlayStation, which was nice to see.
Yeah. And they were just top tier VR games as well. Like when you looked at them, they all looked like these really big AAA developed. I mean, obviously you got Hitman and Metro, but even the Midnight Walk, just the look of it, it looked so polished and everything like that. So it was a great state of play.
I mean, Midnight Walk hybrid game, so people, non-VR people, should be interested in taking a look at it.
Yeah.
Metro is a series people know. Hitman is a series people know. So it seems clever to just do quick trailers for those, because they'll know that the VR fans will go out and look at more trailers or read the information on the blog and stuff. They'll learn more about it. But yeah, in previous ones where they've had like 4 or 5, you're absolutely right, Alex, 4 or 5 VR games that are new franchises that may be good games, but for non-VR people, like, what the hell is this? I don't want to play this. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we have got so much more to talk about tonight, so let's crack on. And we also had this week the VR showcase, Give VR Game Showcase XR Indies and Friends, and this had about 20 odd games on it, I think. Only one of them for PSVR2, which is quite comical because someone was asking them before, like, is it going to have PSVR2? Yes. PSVR2 will be featured. I don't think that counts. Is it one game out of all of them?
Man, it's a game we already knew about as well, isn't it? So it's something they've been teasing and saying it's coming to all platforms for quite some time, but it's nice to see some more polished gameplay of it.
Well, we don't have time to go through all of these. Do you two want to pick out the ones that really stood out for you?
Yep, I'll let Alex go first.
I think for me, I think Harpagon is the one you're talking about, which was the PSVR2 one, and that's made by the same people as Toy Trains, but the other side of the team, which I'm sure when we had...
Same font, didn't it, for the game, the title of the game?
Yeah, as similar now when you look at it. Yeah. I like to look at that. I think another couple for me, though, is Airspace Defender. Is one I really like the look of, and it's like that old school, like, missile command type thing, and you're kind of using your hands tracking in the quest, and it's all mixed reality. Like, that looked really cool. And House of Da Vinci VR.
Yeah, I was going to say that one stood out to me. That looked very nice.
Yeah, that's very much one that I think's an Alex game. So the other ones, I could just go through loads of these now because, Town Wonders, I'm sure Reece was going to probably
I was going to say that one as well, but yeah, I think we both have been quite interested in that one when we first saw it, and then when they started mentioning it in Gamescom. That just looks charming.
So that's the really nice mixed reality one, isn't it?
Yeah, where you got people living in your walls.
Yeah, I mean, that looks like charming is the word, what you just said there.
Yeah.
Reece, it looks really, really nice.
Having all these little characters running around on your floor or things like that. Mixed reality for moments like that is great. That's what mixed reality is for.
Yeah, just really nice. The details of the little buildings and stuff, and then all taking their balloons between them, and then the way you can sort of waft the balloons with your hand and stuff. Yeah, it was really nice.
Very cool. I think for me, the ones that kind of stuck out that I was really interested in, Mythic Realms being one of them. I found that quite intriguing with the whole mixed reality side and doing quests and things like that. I thought that was a very interesting way of implementing like an RPG style game. You Can't Scare Me, I thought would be quite fun for co-op, obviously, unless you get somebody that just doesn't scream, because then you're not going to get points, are you? I thought that was quite interesting. Even though I've played it before, I thought I'd mention it. Bootstrap Island, the update for that looks really cool. When they showed that, I was really hoping they were going to say later on this year or later on next year, this will be coming to PSVR2, because Bootstrap Island is a game I think would do so well on the PSVR2. So I was a bit disappointed that they didn't state that, but the update looks really good. So looking forward to that. By Grit Alone was another one I'm very intrigued with, and then it kind of went to Town Wonders. House Da Vinci looks nice, but I think that's more, you two. That's definitely a game for you two. But no, there's some good stuff show there.
I suppose, Reece, you've not mentioned One True Path, which looked really cool as well.
One True Path?
Yeah, I like the look of One True Path. That looked really good.
One True Path. One True Path. If you're in the north.
Why? Do you know why I forgot that one? I was standing in the rain while watching this, so I was kind of like watching it like under my hoodie in a sense. Yes, One True Path from the people that made A Fisherman's Tale. Very talented developers.
Yeah.
So yes, no, that's definitely on the list. And I also like the idea how this is all different stories as opposed to just one story following it along. It's kind of broken off into different sections and different art styles. And I mean, they're still similar in a sense, but
it's like a murder mystery whodunit. You have to sort of solve who it was through the pages of the different stories, short stories that were written.
Definitely on my list. I'm glad you reminded me of that one because there was a lot. Been a busy week.
I mean, there was a lot more in there that we haven't even mentioned. Like,
exactly.
It was packed full of good looking games. Like, maybe not games for everyone, and there was a lot of mixed reality in there. Which is probably a lot of the reason why there wasn't as many PSVR2 games in there, which was a shame. But yeah, it was a really good showing for the guys for the second thing that they've done.
Yeah.
It's funny because there's no way that PSVR2 will ever do mixed reality. Just the external cameras don't seem like they're ever going to be good enough.
I don't think it would work with the wire. If I'm honest.
Yeah, it would be a bit difficult for a while. I mean, if they wanted to, they could, but it wouldn't be able to be done on this headset. They'd have to redo the headset and things like that, and definitely add colour pass, or it just wouldn't work otherwise. And that's why you buy Quests. You have both. You get the best of both. Okay.
Well, speaking of people buying Quests, that brings us beautifully on to the Meta Connect show, which was at the same day as the VR game showcase, XR Indies and Friends. Meta Connect, so this was a 2-day, what is this? This 2-day kind of event in
develop conference
thing
almost.
Conference. Yeah, lots of people got
just
flown
the business
out to
up thing, isn't it?
I saw all the VR influencer people all going out for the trips out there and stuff. I was like, well, that'd be fun.
Our invite got lost again. Yeah.
I just couldn't go.
Oh, you could go. You got your invite though, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Brilliant. Mine's still lost in the post, so you know.
So I didn't get one either, Reece, but I don't have a Quest, so no wonder they didn't.
Yeah, that makes sense why you didn't get one.
Anyway,
but to carry on with reveal. Yes, they did reveal the Quest 3S, and it was a surprise for no one at all because we already knew this was coming. We got the price for that. It was going to be £290. It launches that, which is a very competitive price, I think, for that entry level.
Pretty close to what we were saying as well. I think we were saying about 250 to 300. I think was in the ballpark of what we were saying. So pretty close.
Yeah, and I was looking at that. I think, I get my Curry's discount. I could knock another 6%. I could knock 6% on that. So that's like another 20 quid that will come off that. So 20 70 quid.
He's thinking it through.
But they've also. So this is for 128 gigabyte. You get a free copy of Batman, which I guess is that 40 quid to buy, 30 quid to buy,
something along those lines.
So that's an extra £40 of value or whatever it is that you can include in that as well.
You get your discount or your £23 credit if you use our affiliate codes or when you register it.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, it all adds up, Laurie.
Yeah.
It cost me money to not get one. Is that what you're saying?
The referral system on Quest is, I mean, I know they've changed it quite a bit now, but it's still one of the things where I think it's just so user-friendly. I love it. It's just really nice.
So that's the entry-level one now. It's a bit like they've done with the what's the name, Steam Deck, where you've got the two, because you can buy the LCD models and then the OLED ones, and it gets progressively more premium. So for 128 gigabyte for £290, or you can get a 3S that's got 256 gigabytes for £380. So you're going up another £90 there. And then if you go up another £90 again, you can get the Quest 3 for the 512 gigabyte one for £469. So they're kind of £90 differences between the different models. The 128 gigabyte Quest 3 has been withdrawn. So they're taking it off the market. So you're just going to have the 3 price points that are kind of small, medium, and large, basically. You can currently buy the Quest 3. They are selling off the stock they've got. So you can buy that from Meta for £410. Presumably that's on sale everywhere for that as well. So, that's pretty good. Because I think you've told me before that you don't need the larger one. The 128 gigabyte one is fine because you're mostly playing lots of smaller indie games on it, which are only going to be a gig or two each anyway. So.
Yeah, usually when I've completed a game, I delete them off. I've never filled up my 512. Although the missus, she has got near to the limit of her 128, so I would say this is in some senses I'm happy they've done this. But at first when Alex said, "Oh yeah, they've taken away the 128," I was like, "That's a silly idea. That's a great entry." And then he said the price and how much they dropped it, and I felt like Zuckerberg just walks into my house. Yeah, you remember that Quest you bought last year for £619? Yeah, shushed right around my face. Felt the hard slap from him right there. Yeah. So thanks for that, Zuck, because everyone that bought a 128 now is feeling a little bit sour because they could have got a 512, and everyone that got a 512 just wishes they had another 100 odd quid left in their pockets.
Unheard of these days, the price of stuff coming down. If this was Sony making it, they would have put the price up.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Like I respect it from a consumer point of view. This is perfection, but yeah, I did notice there was a few people going, well, I've just bought my Quest like 2 months ago, and you got others, I just bought it a year ago. But sadly, that's the thing, and it's the early adopter slaps you get, really, isn't it?
That's it. And it was probably used to be honest. It's just been of late with PlayStation, as you say, that have just kind of bucked the train.
You say that though. If you'd have waited to buy a PSVR2, you would have got it for 350 quid, was it, or even less than that at the moment? Like that was really cheap, wasn't it? Not long ago.
But even then, I'd say at the price I paid for my Quest, 100% satisfied with it. It's a great device. I mean, yes, I've had some niggly bits with the controller. But the thing is, their support team is so good. Their customer support team, I mean, I've had no issues with. I know Alex has to deal with them before as well in the past, and they respond to you within 2 hours every time. Like 2 a.m. in the morning, they'll be responding to you. It's great. Yeah, they're a decent support team, and I think that says a lot as well with devices that you buy, is to have that kind of support. So it's definitely worth buying into the Quest ecosystem, not just because of what you get on it, also the way they treat their customers is quite good.
Yeah,
good stuff. Yeah, they're in a good place, aren't they? Now I think they've got. I think that £290, that is such a good Christmas present thing. You're going to see a lot of those. Like you're going to see like on the John Lewis ad, every John Lewis ad is going to have Quest 3S. People are going to buy that for. What do I buy my husband for Christmas? He likes tech. This is the new thing. That's actually.
He likes Batman.
He likes Batman, and he likes cool tech.
And that Batman comes with all three of the headsets as well, which is great. Yeah. Like
that's a much better packing than Asgard's Wrath.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is a good game.
Yeah.
But it's Batman. It's Batman.
Yeah, from a marketing perspective.
Marketing perspective, 100%. Like I did not expect them to say we're giving away Batman for free with every headset. I was like, whoa.
I keep seeing targeted adverts already for it on my Twitter and stuff, and it's got like a little 1 minute thing. It's got this, and it's got Batman. And it's got this. It's just the way it does it is like a little mic drop moment. It's like, ooh, Batman. It's
literally the way Zuckerberg just throws money at VR. I mean, I know some people complain about it, but I'm all for it because he really elevates what he's doing with, and the price, man. You could not deny that price. That is so good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I am all for it. I don't generally like Facebook, but
no, me either. I'm not a fan of using Facebook. I don't use it. I've signed up to it.
I like VR, and this like single-handedly Meta are just trying to pump and create this market out of nowhere and creating real mass market consumer VR devices in what Quest 3S now is. The fact it's got the same processor, it just has slightly lower resolution and slightly less quality lenses.
Yes,
and you guys can. I mean, you've had the 2 and the 3. The difference in lenses, is that going to be that noticeable? Did you not have a 2?
I didn't have a 2.
No.
I've used the 2. Okay. I can say the pancake lenses are a lot better, and you will notice that they're a lot better. And you can notice the difference if you if you had both headsets there and then you tried both at the same time, you will notice the difference. But I feel like if you haven't tried pancake lenses, you're not going to really go, these are looking bad. It's only when you've tried pancake lenses will you then kind of like, oh, I'm not really a big fan of Fresnel lenses. So it's one of them things, but I don't think people are going to be really too bothered, especially for that price.
No, not that price point.
I don't think you can complain at that price. Like if you're complaining at that price, then just save a little money and then go for the Quest 3. It's one of the things, like, the prices are that good besides each other that it doesn't really matter which one you go for.
Well, especially now you've got 128 gigabyte Quest 3 or 3S that you can still buy. So you've got $290 for the 3S or $410 for the 3. So if you want that higher quality,
get the 410. Just go straight for the 469. Get the 512. I mean, you might as well pay that extra 59 quid. I mean, at that point, for the amount of gigabyte more you get, it's just I'd highly recommend it. Great device.
Okay. We'll see if we can get Meta to send us one to test. Yeah.
Zuckerberg, do you want to help our boy out?
Hey, come on, cool. Well, what else was there? Well, we had Triangle Strategy. We saw revealed coming to Quest, which looks really cool. I'd never seen these HD 2D games, which I love this art style. I'm a huge fan of Octopath Traveler, so the idea of making these into VR, it looks so good.
It does.
Yeah.
And I don't really like these games, but I thought that something about it in VR just looks like that looks really cool. I bet that looks really and feels really nice in VR.
Yeah, definitely.
What I would say, like, Octopath took me like 60, 70 hours to play. It's a long game. So I prefer my VR games a bit shorter and like snappier. Like you got
5 hours.
Yeah. So there is that, but I'm sure some people you could just play, an hour a night over a year. And then what is this going on with Quest? They've got these new glasses. They've got these Ray-Bans and these Orions. These are different things, aren't they?
Two different things.
Talk me through them, please, gents.
So the Ray-Bans, all they announced for the Ray-Bans, like they started talking more around like the software updates and stuff that's coming. So these are like your personal. It's almost, these are your glasses you can talk to, and it's got an assistant on it. You can take pictures, take videos, listen to music with like bone conducting headphones and stuff like that.
Amazing.
I don't know if they're bone conducting or open ear, but certainly they've got the headphones in them. So what they announced there was a limited edition translucent frame.
And they look really nice.
And they look amazing. Like, I'm really tempted, but they're $429.
All them creators that walked out wearing those, they got a pair of them. I was like, I want a pair of those.
So they are just like the kind of basic like glasses, and then the Orion AR glasses, these are like the first like holographic glasses that are they're not available. This is the prototype, so this is the closest they've got to like the retail product that they're getting. So basically what they've said is we're nearly there, we're further along than we ever expected to be. This is now the working prototype, and now we need to work on making it looking a bit nicer and making it more affordable for the first sort of retail ready ones. And like the glasses are made out of like silicon, and it's all these little like beams of light projecting onto the glasses to make the holograms and everything, and it's the tech's just incredible.
Watch movies on them and everything like that. I mean, and the fact that they're completely wireless, you don't have to connect them to anything. You just have that kind of portable CPU, yeah. And then also the little tracking wristband as well, and the way they've kind of made it so you don't have to be waving your hand around if you don't want to. It just picks up your hands there. They've thought it all through. Like I've always wanted to try glasses where you can kind of watch a movie on it as well, like that, but you can still use them. So, and I believe there is other brands out there that have done some stuff like this as well.
Well, surely that's the dream for VR. Is it's enough to put these like headsets that you can't see, and if you could just have VR, you could wear glasses that can project. I mean, I just put you in VR in the glasses.
Probably wouldn't be able to play big games there. I mean, they could probably add some of the mixed reality games in there. Certainly, I feel like they could probably do some stuff like that. But it depends how powerful that processing unit is, and again, wirelessly connecting to a processor is obviously going to drop quite a lot. Like I said, I mean, the other brands I've seen do something like this have to be connected to a wire or a phone while you're doing it, and it projects it through the glasses. They're not completely wireless. So it's
some old people put their glasses on a string anyway, don't they? So they can hang them around their neck. So just design them like that, and then the string can actually be a wire. And
there is multiple times I've been seeing that says, I want to do glasses. I might get the Ray-Bans, like the Meta Ray-Bans, and the missus always goes to me, why would you want them? You're not going to use them. I was like, but just think how cool it is. Like, I could just be walking down the street and just recording stuff. Like, I can go to an event and just record everything from my the way I'm viewing it. That's awesome. And I mean, when I went to WASD and Dr. Oculus was there, he was actually streaming from his Meta Ray-Bans at the time. And he was holding a camera on his phone just to throw people off. So they thought that was what they were looking at. But no, the glasses were recording everyone, but he was just using the phone as like a thing so people knew where to look at and talk. And it's just really cool.
But
really
cool. Some of the things that they were shown on stage and how it was going to work, and it was a wee bit clunky, but it was like the glasses can work as like immediate translators, so you could be having a conversation with someone in 2 different languages, and the glasses were translating the conversations.
Wow! Oh my God, it's when this stuff. Give it another 5 years of like AI coming along as well, and it'd be just just terrifying.
Say what you want about Meta, but they are constantly pushing technology, like with what they want to try and do, and these ideas that just seem to other people so baffling and just impossible. And he's like, nah. 2 seconds, they'll be throw 50, 60 million at it, and we'll get this being a possibility.
Well, yeah, and if they're doing it, then you can bet like Apple will be doing it as well, and they'll be throwing trillions of dollars into R&D to try and match it and stuff. So this kind of arms race between Meta and Apple is only good for complete geeks like us that love new tech.
It's like you've said before, Laurie, competition fuels everything with technology.
Yeah.
Something along them lines. You mentioned competition quite a few times, with the Xbox
just
and
the lack
PlayStation.
of competition is absolutely the way we're.
That's
the reason
the
we're paying £700 for a new console this week,
or $959.99.
Yeah, spared from doing that.
Not.
Or if you really want it, or $5,000.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Right, but anyway, it's been an exciting week for VR. Lots of stuff coming to existing really headsets, new stuff coming, a glimpse further ahead of what's coming. It's a fun week for us, and we could go on all night about.
Hence why we're all really bubbly and excited about it all.
Yeah, but I mean, we better move on. But I'm sure we'll come back to all this stuff when it actually all comes out, and we'll get some hands-on impressions on the games and stuff. So, yeah, exciting times there. Just to quickly wrap up the rest of the news, which is nothing too exciting, so we can go quite quickly. Behemoth officially got delayed to December the 5th. So I think we mentioned that last week. Did we? That it was expected, or?
Yeah, it was on the store. We mentioned that it's looking like it's getting delayed, but they haven't officially announced it at that time. But they have now.
Yeah, December the 5th. Never mind, but it's not too long to wait. So there's plenty of other stuff coming out in October and November now. So I wonder if that might have been part of it as well. It's just like, get out of the way of Wanderer and Metro. Or nice. We also had Prison Boss Prohibition, which is the sequel to Prison Boss. This coming spring 2025 to all platforms, including PSVR2. And there's an open alpha on October the 9th, starting for that one. Now, Reece, you are a fan of the original Prison Boss, so talk us through what you're doing in that game.
So on the original one, but I played it back on PSVR 1. I have bought it on the PSVR 2, just haven't got around to playing the upgraded version. You literally have to create contraband without getting caught. So you can buy different things for your cell to cover up the cage, so people can't actually, the guards that will pass can't see you, and you'll be like rolling cigarettes and then making as many of them as you can before the end of the day and selling them off.
You play as a chicken, do you? You play as a chicken?
I still can't remember. The players a character looks a bit like an egg on the original. That's the only way I can kind of describe it. You look a bit like an egg.
Well, probably the chicken at some point then.
Or maybe there's yeah.
I mean,
at some point.
Which came first?
I just played the game. Right? Somebody said to me it was good, and I picked it up ages ago, and it was good. But yeah, you have to make all various contraband, toilet wine, things like that. These just magazines.
You're not selling it to me, Reece.
You have to like do some lewd drawings to sell to the other prisoners. It's silly. It's a silly, fun VR game. And I actually think the upgraded version was on sale on PSVR2 a few weeks back for like $3.99 or £5 or something like that. It's quite cheap. But no, it's quite a fun game, and the fact that they've added the co-op element, I think it's going to be a good laugh. So yeah,
cool.
Fun to look out for.
Well, speaking of upgraded versions, we've got the first confirmation this week of the first PSVR2 games are going to get actual PS5 Pro enhancement patches. So enhanced for PS5 Pro, and they're not two that you'd expect, I'm going to say, if anyone was sort of getting these. Kayak VR and Cube VR. So there you go. Those two games at least will be getting some form of PS5 Pro enhancements.
And No Man's Sky, to be sure.
Yes, there's No Man's Sky on the list as well. I didn't see that. I didn't know it's on the list as well. Okay.
Yeah. All already free visually stunning games on VR, so be interesting to see what more they do.
Yeah. I mean, Kayak, there is a bit of pop in because it's such a good looking game. You get a few kind of elements popping in, like foliage and stuff as you get closer. So maybe that would be something that can just improve the short. I mean, it's not bad. You said you're kind of looking closer to your boat the whole time, so it's only if you're looking for it, you can see this stuff. But I guess resolution and frame rate, clear up the reprojection if that's what's being used on it. Who knows? But I mean, I suspect all the games will get PS5 Pro patches at some point.
Yeah, I think if the developers want to do it and they want to push some more power out of their games, I'm sure they can. I'm sure they will. I think there's some devs out there that we've seen have already upgraded their games a lot with patches that would probably jump at this opportunity to do it even more. I feel like we're going to see, Hellsweeper do an update. I feel like with how they've been lately, with all the updates they've been doing for their game, their roadmap, I feel like they would push to do something like this as well. There's a lot on that system. I mean, I feel like even like games like Crossfire would look even better, if they wanted to, because I've seen the PC gameplay of that on Steam, a graphics card, and that looks great on there. I'm not saying it doesn't look great on PS2 because it does, but I know it can look a little bit better with the textures and things like that.
We'll see if Sony bother to go back and do Call of the Mountain.
What's that?
Given it's their own flagship game, but I mean, does that team still exist? Who knows?
Does the VR side of it still exist? Yeah.
Well, exactly. Anyway, let's move on to more exciting news, because in any other week, this might have been our lead topic, but we can finally talk about what we've been playing, which is Max Mustard. What a game. What a game. I mean, you two, obviously, you knew it was going to be a good game. You knew it was going to be a good game, but yes. I have been playing it for the first time on PSVR2. You guys have been playing it as well and can comment on the port from Quest, but I mean, I'll start, if you like, just as a first impressions of the game as a newcomer, because I finished, I'm kind of midway through the second arc now, and it's just so good. It's just such a good 3D platformer. If anyone's into 3D platformers, you like Mario games, you like Astrobot, you'll love this game. It's as simple as that. It's so well polished. It's so charming and funny, and the music's nice. The levels designs are good. It's quite challenging in a good way. Like, it's got that thing in 3D platformers where if you die, you know it's your fault, and you know exactly what you did wrong, and you know I can do this. I can make that jump. I know what I need to do. I mistimed that. It doesn't feel unfair or cheat and stuff. And so it's so good. And they hide the secrets really well. It's got that same trick that Astrobot. I'm playing that at the same time at the moment as well, so I could stop comparing them quite easy. So the way that Astrobot, you kind of hide things where you won't obviously look, where you just have to turn the camera a little bit to see things. It does a very good job of that as well. Yeah, the music's nice. The structure, it's all really good. I really like the short bite-sized levels. It works so well for VR. You can just jump in and do one or two of them, and then you end up thinking, I'll just do one more. Just do one. Yeah, it's really nice. Really, really well done. And it looks really sharp and crisp and bright. And it's one of the nicest looking games I've seen on the headset, for sure.
Wow. I think I'm going to love hearing that. Yeah, I mean, I think we said it before, like, when we first played it on Quest, the only thing we said when we first did our initial Quest episode about this game, we said well, the resolution needs a jump. And as soon as they did the resolution bump, we was like, looks great. And I'm so shocked at how much they've improved it visually as well. I was like, what more can you do with a game with like that? Like, what more can you do to push the graphics? And, well, you just make water look better. Let's be honest. That's one thing you do. You make But there's a lot more than that. I'm not just saying it's just the water, but that's one of the things you're going to notice straight away is just how clear that water looks, and it's just the lighting on the characters, the boss battles and things like that. It's the implementation of this game of VR and platforming, and then that's what they've done so well. You know, on the certain levels where you have to use, the different weapons they give you, and it makes you fully interact with this world as they explained to you, Max's navigator. And yeah, I absolutely love it. It's such a good game. It's one that I recommend to everyone. It's just a lot of fun. And the port itself, I mean, let's talk about just the port, because obviously everybody's going to ask, does it have haptics? What kind of stuff like that? And this is probably one of the first games I've played in a long time where instantly I noticed the headset haptics without having to stop and trying to determine where they're doing the haptics. Because I feel like I've become a little bit immune to the vibration in the headset haptics. On this game, on the other hand, as soon as you get hit and you get that headset rumble,
you feel it.
Oh, you feel like someone's just come and slapped you over the back of the head. Like, that's how much it. So yeah, very well done. And even the guns have adaptive triggers. Like, it's everything. They thought of everything. The vibration, the sense controllers. It's just a very good port. And I'm so happy to see more ports like this come that are they're taking everything from the PSVR2 and just making it happen. So yeah.
And I think that's a very good point. I think what I'd say is, we spoke about it into the radius as well. I was like, this is a good port, put the time and attention into, but that was a PC VR port, PSVR2. Like, this now is the gold standard of porting a Quest game to PSVR2. This is how you do it. And I think, take note of how to do it. This is how you do it. It's like every feature of the PSVR2, I think, is utilised, more or less. You have the full weighted rendering, you have the haptics, you have the headset haptics. It just looks and plays so well, and it's elevated this game to another level when it was a great game to begin with.
I think it is a great advert for the PSVR2 as well. Like Reece was saying there about the colours, the OLED screens just look so good. The OLED panels on the PSVR2 look so good because everything is so bright and vivid, and the colours are so well. Everything pops. Everything just pops. It's so lovely to look at. And it's crystal clear, pin sharp as well. It's one of those games that you're playing VR and you want to just move your head as close as you can towards like Max or the enemies or what it is that you're looking at, just to see how close up and how sharp it is and stuff. It's so good, and it just looks so nice to look at. And I think Sony should be saying, look, the reason why you pay so much to get this PSVR2 and you put up with a wire to the headset is so that you can take games that run on a Quest and you can just run this like super enhanced version of them. And you'll see from the reception that the Pro's been getting, there's a niche that want the most enhanced, technologically refined versions of stuff. And Sony should be saying, look, this is the difference that you can get by playing it on the tethered using the power of the PS5. This is why it's worth investing in it. So like, why Sony aren't making a big song and dance this game, why it wasn't in the state of play and stuff like that. It's like they should be giving this game a leg up, because it is a fantastic advert for the headset.
Yeah. And I definitely think what Alex says as well, like this being the gold standard of a Quest port, I think that right there is so accurate, because let's be honest, as much as we like, and I think this caters more to people that have a Quest and a PSVR2, but of course we love seeing these other games come over to the PSVR2 and everybody having more games to play. But to want to go back and play a game again when you've already played it before, you want that change, you want to experience that, you want to see what's different. And when you go back onto a game that you've played on Quest and play it on PSVR2 and you go practically the same thing, it doesn't really go, it doesn't scream that you want to shout about this game because it's been out for X amount of time and things like that. Not that it's not a good thing that it's come to another platform, but literally, I think the minute I loaded this up, I noticed the differences. It was just, I think, I'm a bit awe for words in the sense it's, they've done a great job. Yeah. Very, very big props to their team, I tell you.
Yeah. It's special. I mean, I suppose we should probably just say, for anyone that doesn't know this game, it's essentially, if you know Astrobot, it's that. It's small, self-contained levels. Get to the end of the level, throughout the level, collect the 3 mud pups, which are the little kind of creatures that are in cages. You have to free those and then reunite them with their parent mud pups that are in a cage at the end of the level.
So they're adorable.
I don't know. If I suppose it's not really a criticism of the game, but if there is, I think there's a bit, you can see that's kind of the indie side of it, where that kind of side of it is a bit underbaked because you're playing it. It doesn't really, like the game that really doesn't matter at all. So it's not, I'm not using it as a criticism. I wouldn't take points off it, but it's a bit like, who is Max and who is like this baddie and what are these mud pups and why is this just arrived in this flying van? There is not, like, there could be some better context and stuff and cutscene or two that just kind of explains what you're doing. And I'd love if there was a sequel to this game, and I really hope there will be, for them to kind of flesh out that character and the background and I don't want to say the narrative, because this is not a narrative-based game that you should even really care about that. Yeah. But it's because you have put these characters and these creatures in it. I'm like, what are these things? Who are they?
I think that's the thing that I said to Ben when he was on, is that the characters are that they stand out that much that you want to know more about them. You want to see more from them, and in a way that's that's a great thing in itself. I mean, you do get the little notes that pop up, and they say little things, obviously about you being Max's new navigator, and you're here to help her. She didn't get along too well with her last navigator or something along them lines. There's these little things, and other people have navigators. So I don't know if that's a whole thing, like every human in this world has a navigator that just follows them along. If so, that's a little bit creepy, but there is some little things. Yeah, is that true? It's some little things that's just sprinkled in there, but it's not enough to make you go, this is a full-length story or full-fledged story. But like you said, it's definitely not needed in that sense, but it does leave you wanting to hear more, because you get so invested in the character, the world. Yeah, it just says a lot.
It's just because, it's because it's so well done. I want to understand more about this background. Like, they should commission someone to make a Max Muster comic or something that I can just like a little visual.
Yeah, I want an animation
novel or something, just expand it out. Just because, I shouldn't care about this stuff, but it doesn't, and it doesn't matter for the enjoyment of the game at all. But it's just I'm an idiot that wants to wants to understand. I need to understand Max's motivations more. I need to get into the head of the character.
Why does she want to do this?
If I'm going to have true empathy with the mud pups, I need to understand their predicament and their plight, Reece. That's my theatre critic voice.
I definitely agree. And like I said, I think that's one thing they've done really well, is that they make you want, you get invested in this world that they've created, and that says a lot. So,
So, if you like platformers, and even if you don't, just check out Max Mustard. They should put a demo of this out, because like people would play a demo of it and be blown away. And there's so many levels, they could easily put 2 or 3 on a demo. And anyway, let's move on. I'm going to be playing Max Mustard for a while, so you can hear my thoughts as I get through the game in the coming weeks, I'm sure.
Before we move on, though, we are doing a giveaway for Max Mustard on the PSVR2.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, as usual, all you do, leave a comment with your region. This is for the PSVR2 only that we're doing a giveaway. We're not doing the Quest version. It's just the PSVR2 version as a big, celebration of the release of the port. So, leave the region, either EU or US, and, let us know why you want the game, why you're interested in this one.
How many keys have we got to?
Very limited. There is only 2 keys, so this is a very limited giveaway. Yeah.
Okay, so we're picking a winner at random.
Yep.
Okay. Well, good luck to everyone who enters.
Exactly.
And
thank you for Toast Interactive for supplying the keys for the giveaway.
And for making such a fucking good game.
Yep, exactly that. That's it.
Final point on that one. Do we give it the stamp of approval, guys?
Absolutely.
I think we do.
100%. I think that's a given just with how much we were talking about it.
Also, another great one for newcomers because there's no movement in the kind of typical VR sense. It's fairly static from your camera point of view. Just it scrolls along very slowly as you play through the game. Okay, let's move on. Metal Hellsinger VR is the other big game that we've been playing and ready to review this week. Go on then, Reece.
Love it. Absolutely love it. This is a game I've played so much in non-VR, and I was I'm gonna say a little bit nervous when it got announced in VR, and all the nerves went away when I tried the PC VR demo. And I love this game. This is everything I could want from this pool of a non-VR game. I'm having a blast with it. I think I went on to try it for like a couple of levels, and I think I ended up playing it for 3 hours straight. And that was I nearly completed the campaign in one sitting, and then went back and did some of the torments on some of the levels as well. And I think I'm like one level away from the ending. And it was absolutely love it. Such a good game. Obviously, I've completed this game twice now non-VR, so I know the story and everything to expect. But the implementation of VR for this is so well done. And obviously, me being a huge metalhead, hearing songs with the vocalist of Ginger, Arch Enemy. There's so many artists in this game that I'm like, I listen to their music daily. And anyone that plays it's just got to listen to Leviathan with Will Ramos. And if you do want more, there's DLC as well from Disturbed. There's so many different songs in there if you want it, if you don't mind paying some extra money for. Alex doesn't even know that. They've got Gorillas, Alex, Feel Good Inc. You know that one?
Are there any Coldplay?
No, the closest thing you're getting is Feel Good Inc. So that's about it.
So I've been playing this as well. I've done the first few levels, first few hells, and I would not have thought this would be a game that I like, but I do really like it. It's so fun. I must admit, I feel like I'm cheating, but in the accessibility, so these rhythm games, I just go full disclosure. What's the one, Hi-Fi Rush? Couldn't finish that because it was just too hard for me. I just cannot hit things on the beat. I just can't do it. There's a rhythm mini game in Star Wars Outlaws. I can't do that. I've turned that off. It's brilliant. The game just lets you turn it off.
One.
Yeah, you could just turn it off and you could just be like, nah, fuck it. I'll just keep So on Metal Hellsinger, you can just stick a box so that on what you do, it would always be as if you've got it on the beat. So the music would always amp up as if you're not missing a beat. So you'll get to the rock really fantastic.
The thing is, that's the way I'd actually recommend people to play the game.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the best way to play the game. I play it on that option. I don't mind the rhythm option. Although, like I have noticed before with some, you do get some latency here and there, and it does make you miss a beat, and it becomes frustrating more than challenge.
Because if you miss a beat, does it all scale back
to
just
you lose the combo?
Yeah, so that I would be forever just going through it with probably just like a drum intro, just waiting for any music to kick in because I would never.
It doesn't scale back the music as far as I'm aware. Although I can't remember, I've played on the accessibility mode for so long now. It's the way I recommend everyone to play it.
Well, I've played on the normal mode, so I'm feeling quite good about myself now.
Yeah, you can do.
Should do.
It's fun.
And I got like 84%.
I mean, I was playing it.
Whatever.
I was trying to hit stuff on the beat. I was playing it as if I didn't have that option go. So I was trying to go around, and so in my head, I was just like, oh yeah, I'm really good at this. Yeah, I'm really good at hitting this rhythm. I've got so much rhythm now. So yeah, because you can tell like the shotgun when you reload or you cock the shotgun, you're doing it. It does it itself to the beat as well. So you can kind of get in. It's easier than you think it would be.
I kept finding like I was doing the motion of the reload gestures to the beat of the music as well. Like when you reload the shotgun, like pushing my arm forward and then going back. I was like, yeah, that felt awesome. So, it's like I can't say much more praise about this game. Obviously, there are some niggly bits. which I'm sure we'll touch on. But yeah, Alex, you want to carry on with your.
Would you want me to do the niggly bits?
Yeah, you could be the mean bit about it.
Yeah.
I think we've all experienced some different little niggly bits, so I think we can all.
I mean, I think it's worth saying we're playing the PSVR2 version of this, and it does feel like maybe the Quest version isn't quite as good. From some of the reviews I've seen of the Quest version, it feels like it maybe struggles on there. We can't comment on that. We haven't played it. We haven't had access to it, so we can only comment on what we've played. This, I wouldn't say it feels like that. It looks good. It doesn't look great. I don't think it uses foveated rendering, so it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it needs it either in most of the levels. I think it looks fine in most of it.
Yeah.
The hub area looks a little bit ropey, I would say. Like when you're in that hub area, it feels a wee bit unpolished. I found like selecting everything and stuff, it was all fine. Like the way it is, it's almost like you're in. It almost feels like the hub area is like a theatre, and you've got the big screen that appears in front of you. I think it's. I like how you go and select the weapons, and you like do your loadout. You're grabbing them off the racks and going and changing them up on the wall and stuff. I liked all of that. I really enjoyed the gameplay. I like the little cutscenes in between, almost giving you like a little break. I like the kind of variety of the weapons. I've not played the flat version of this game. I'd never tried it.
Wow!
So I've really enjoyed this. I don't think it's the best port of a game I've ever seen. I don't think it's the best looking game I've ever seen.
No.
But I don't think it's bad in any way, shape, or form.
I think in terms of like a VR port of a non-VR game, I think they've done a great job to implement it. And I do think after playing it in VR, I am going to struggle going back to do the PS5 Platinum that I wanted to do, because I find that I'm going through the levels that much quicker on the VR version, being able to quickly rotate my body around, hit all the enemies and things like that, as opposed to the non-VR version. But yeah, there are issues. I noticed the adaptive triggers didn't work as intended. The gun shoots before the adaptive triggers before you actually press past them. So you can just like tip and it just works. Which I was like, I don't feel that good. That. Yeah, 100% they could fix it. I mean, at the same point, could you imagine how your fingers are just going to grow in size from the exercise of getting the adaptive triggers on a game like this with the amount you're going to be shooting? So in some regards, maybe they intended that. Yeah, like you said, there is some levels that don't look as good as others, and I think you notice that. Like when you start off on the first level, you're like, "Oh, this looks really good," and then you hit the second level, and you go, "There's some textures here that look a bit hasty, not as nice." And I did notice they changed some things from the demos. The demo. On the demo, they had a lot of candles laying around, and they didn't look that good because the light had like a square box around them, and they've changed all these for like fire pits, and definitely adds the theme and looks a lot better. Yeah, there is some issues here and there, but it's in no way will it ruin the experience I think you're going to get from this game. It will amp you up if you're into metal music, or even if you're not. Like, I mean, like Laurie said, and you've both said, I know you both don't listen to, metal growls or anything like that. It's not your type of thing, but the music in this game will amp you up as you're shooting these enemies, and you will want to keep pushing on through. So
you feel so empowered and so cool, and it's so silly and so fun. It's just it's so over the top, but great fun.
Yeah, I've genuinely stopped in the middle of the battle just so I can just start headbanging to the music while getting hit by the enemies. And there is headset haptics, by the way, which I learned at that point when I was headbanging to music, because when you get hit, but it's very, very subtle headset haptics. Not enough like Max Mustard where you feel like you're getting punched in the skull, which is the way I prefer it actually. But no, there is headset haptics. So yeah, it's a decent game, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's one I definitely recommend to people, 100%.
It's a good one. For me, the little issues you've got, I hope they do patch it and just polish it up. But you're absolutely right, Reece. It doesn't spoil the enjoyment of anything. I think the gameplay is solid and that works really well. And I think I've read one of the reviews around Quest that said that because of the graphical issues, you can sometimes get some slowdown or jitters, and that messes your flow as you're playing. So I can imagine that would really ruin it would break it. But for this in PSVR2, it's more just little visual. It's just the edges need a bit of rounding off. Like for me, like when you try and read the text, it's weirdly low res to read the sort of text pop up. It's like, why is that so low resolution? If you're playing Max Mustard at the same time,
it's fuzzy, isn't it?
It's like, how can one game be so crystal clear and one game look so fuzzy? So yeah, there's some little things to polish up, but I don't. This doesn't impact on the enjoyment for me.
There are definitely things they can fix if they want to. So yeah. So the question is, do you give it the approval? Do you give it the stamp?
I think so.
I think, yeah.
No doubt about it from me.
Yeah, well, exactly. I think if you like these shooty games, if you like your metal music, then 100% is an easy recommendation. If you're not into those sorts of things, maybe watch a review of it and just understand that it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So just check it out. Really, watch some footage of it and see what you think of it. Cool.
Talking about footage, you can watch some gameplay that we actually put on the channel. So go check that out. Yeah, nice. So the second level shows you some gameplay, some of the music that you get on the game. So go give that a watch.
Cool. Okay. Well, Alex, you've been playing Starship Home. Do you want to talk about that now? Or?
Yeah, I'll give you a very quick rundown of Starship Home. So Starship Home is Quest exclusive. It's a mixed reality game. So essentially you're turning your play space into a starship, and that is exactly what it sounds. You basically start off with this little thing that comes and you place it down in your floor, and then it turns into a box, and you take all the different bits of your starship out and you place them around your room, and it's like put the windows all over the place, you put like the airlock, you put the steering and the all of this up, and you're like, this is just fun. Like you can pull things out the floor, which is your storage, and you do all these, and it's the best mixed reality experience I've had to date. And I think that's the best way I can sell this thing. I'm not going to get too much into the story and everything. I think if you're going to enjoy a game like this, you go and enjoy the story. It's you in a little intergalactic mission to save the world and save the planets, and you need to look after your flowers and tend to your flowers and things like this, and salvage stuff and water them, and you've got all these different wee bits. But I'm not going to... I think this to me is a vision of what mixed reality can be. And it was just one of those things that had me smiling and really enjoying this a lot more than I've enjoyed other things like this, and more wanting to go back and play it. And you're maybe 3 or 4 hours to play through it. Not the longest, but probably enough for something like this. But it's one of those, I think, it would be great to like put someone in a headset and put them in to just do a little bit of this, and you're like, when you see, because the way the mixed reality works, it like colours the whole room and stuff as well. So rather than it just being like bits and places in the room, it does something across like the whole of the room, so it feels like you're in it. And then like, see when it goes like into hyperdrive or something, or like the spaceship is travelling, and you can go and look out all the different windows in the different parts of the room, and it's all like consistently travelling through space and stuff. It's just like, it's so cool.
That sounds magical.
It's really, really good. And it gets my stamp of approval. I mean, it's not going to be for everyone. Not a lot of people like mixed reality, or you either do or you don't. I think with mixed reality, it's one of those.
It's like a niche in a niche, isn't it? Let's be honest, with mixed reality. A lot of people, you'll view it as tacky until you play it. I think that's the thing. You need to play that experience in mixed reality to make you go, wow, this is great. So, looking forward to trying that one myself.
Yeah, and there is an affiliate code in the description, so you can get 10% off it as well. So,
10%, nice.
Very nice. And did you post a video of you playing this one, didn't you?
And there is some stuff across my TikTok and stuff of me doing it. I might try and do something a little bit longer to put up on the channel, just to get a better idea and experience of it. It's hard to convey a lot of stuff like this. Like, it is very much, it's difficult. But this one actually is better than others, so maybe try and get some more stuff up there for people to see. But yeah, it's very, very good.
Wonderful.
There's a short on the YouTube channel as well. There is.
Yeah, that's what I thought I was thinking of. Yeah. Well, that about brings us to the close today. Thank you for sticking with us on this nice extended episode. It's been such a busy week, so hopefully you've enjoyed listening to our thoughts on everything. And thanks again, everyone, for listening. If you have enjoyed the episode, we'd love it if you could please tell your family and friends all about us. And if you'd like to get more involved, don't hesitate to drop into our Discord and say hello. I've been your host, Laurie. These two have been Alex and Reece, and we will see you again next time. Until then, it's goodbye.